Hi everyone, it's Susanna Stoddart here again. How are you doing? Hope you had a good day. It's Thursday, the 24th of October 2019. First of all, I just want to thank all of you who watched the video that I did on self-care. I haven't finished it and I will come back with some other points. Those of you that reached out to me, commented, and even some of you that actually contacted me on the personal level as well. It was just great. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Really do appreciate it. And I just want to say that, it's good to talk. As I've said before, it really is. And I said before, it's not always something that I'm that good at doing, and that is the honest truth. But I really wanted to talk to you about being underestimated. Last week I ran a half marathon, and for those of you that know me, you know that I have run, this was actually my third half marathon that I've run, and always loved running. It was something that I was very good at when I was younger, long distance running, cross country, 1500, 800 meters. I could do it. I didn't even know I had the ability, but I soon found out when it was sleeting one day at school, and we had the little tiny skirts, gym skirts, and the Airtex shirt, a little skimpy outfit, to be fair. And I was so cold, and I thought, you know something, I'm just can't wait to get to the end of this course. So of course, ready, steady, go, off I go, running like a hare, or they say, was it a bat out of hell? I was going that fast, didn't realise how fast I was going. I was really just concentrated on the fact that I was really cold. I wanted to finish the course and I wanted to get back into the warmth. And before I knew it, I was heading towards the finish line. In actual fact, when I got there, as I was going towards the finish line, the teachers were just about preparing to put the finish line up actually, and they did not expect to see anyone at that point in time. And I ran through the line and I was there, first one, for absolute ages, waiting for everybody else to arrive. But I learned something about myself that day, that in fact I could run long distance. And during my primary school days, I used to run the 100 meters. I think at that point I was the second fastest in the school. I remember my friend Debbie Lane, she always came first, always came second, and others came third, etc. When I got into secondary school, I soon realised that really I was not that fast at all at 100 meters, and I had to just hang up my boots and realise, hey, this race, 100 meters, is not for me. I'm built for long distance. Why am I telling you this? Because I really want to talk to you about people underestimating you as an individual and your abilities, your gifts that you possess, and the way in which people actually limit us or prejudge us. Last week I ran half marathon, as I said, and the week before that my colleague at work had said to me, if you run into work the next 2 days, then next week I'm going to buy you coffee. And I thought, okay, that's quite easy. I live very close to work. In actual fact, it would only take me 15 minutes to get to work, so it's really not a big ask. It's not 30 minutes, not 45, not even an hour. 15 minutes, I thought, that's easily done. Wouldn't work up much of a sweat within that time anyway. So I thought, yeah, easy. That was an easy yes. I'm very competitive, and if you're going to give me what would you say, a challenge, if you're going to set a challenge for me, as long as it's nothing stupid, then I'll probably take you up on it. But depending on what mood I'm in, if it is something stupid, I might just take you up on it anyway, because I like a laugh. And those of you that know me know that I love to have a good laugh. And I learned that my colleague had actually spoken to a very close work colleague of mine and said that they had actually said that if I ran into work, they were going to buy me coffee. And my work colleague, close work colleague, should I say, said there's just no way that she's going to do that. She hasn't got time for that, basically. And she's going to get all hot and sweaty, and there's just no way she's going to do that. And when my colleague, let's say colleague A is my very close work colleague B is an acquaintance, someone that pops in every now and again, okay? I haven't been at this workplace very long, so it's not as though colleague A even really knows me that well, to be honest with you. Doesn't really know my background, knows very little about me, to be honest with you. And why they felt qualified to actually speak on my behalf is, beggars belief, to be honest with you. But anyway, so the first day I ran into work and colleague B came and said, "Did you run in?" And I said, "Yeah, of course I did. I'll take the challenge, no problem. That's free coffee next week. Hey, to me, that's an easy win, easy yes." And colleague B said to me, "Well, someone said to me that there's no way that you would do it." And I was like left a little bit confused. I thought, no one here really knows me that well, so who on earth can judge me in that way? So anyway, later on, when colleague A comes into work, colleague B says to colleague A, "See, I told you she would do it." Colleague A was really embarrassed and said, "Oh, really? Did you? Oh, well done." Colleague B said, "Yeah, but you said that there was no way that she was going to do it because it's going to be too much hassle. She hasn't got time for being hot, getting hot and sweaty and all of that." And so I looked at colleague A and I thought, well, why wouldn't I? And obviously she was really embarrassed. She didn't know what to say because, in fact, why wouldn't I? She didn't know me. So how could she be so positive and adamant that I wouldn't be able to do it? So really, that was just to tell you that, people always underestimating us. And it maybe is based on how I look, because I go into work, I wear my heels, live in heels, and, I like to dress. I used to be a tomboy. I don't dress in that way anymore, but the tomboy is still in me. But they were really judging me based on how I looked, and I guess they thought I really didn't have time for that first thing in the morning. But of course they underestimated me and prejudged me. Obviously it was, they were wrong. How many people underestimate us? They're prejudging us all the time, and maybe talking to other people and telling them that there's no way that you're going to do something. And really, it's based on their own limitations. It's based on the way in which they see themselves. Just because they won't do it doesn't mean that you're not going to do it. And that's what I really just couldn't understand it. Someone that doesn't know me, how can they talk on my behalf? I was really quite, I don't know, flabbergasted by it, to be honest with you. So you really got to believe in yourself, because there are people that maybe even in your corner that do not really believe in you. They don't have any faith in you. They don't think that you can succeed. They don't think that you can move forward. They don't think that you can, make any progression or any growth, because they're just used to seeing you in one place, basically. So when people doubt you, look at it as a gift, because I was actually just a little bit annoyed, to be honest with you. I was annoyed because I thought, who are you? How dare you? But there again, I thought, something, I proved that person wrong. So the next time someone says something, they will think twice before they give an answer, because, the last time I actually proved them wrong. we have friends, we have family, people that are close to us that do not see, that gift within us, and they don't always encourage us. And sometimes it takes someone from outside, and I'm sure that this will resonate with you, that there are people that we don't always know, or people that we just meet once, that will tell you you'd be really good at this or really good at that. I went along to a life coaching taster day a couple of months ago, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And there was a lady there. At the end of the day, she said, "Let me just tell you something. You'd be really good as a life coach. You really should really think about it really seriously, because I'm telling you, you'll be able to help a lot of people." When people doubt you, it is a gift, and you've got to prove them wrong. And I've told people, or someone said this about me, or they said that I will be really good with people, da-di-da. And you can see the doubt. They don't even have to say anything, just their body language tells it all. Or the fact that they don't even respond, that in itself is a response that actually they do not agree, they don't believe in you, they can't see it because they're blind. They only see you in a certain way, and they can't actually visualize you past what they physically see. And there's a story about a mum who always told their child basically they can't do this, you can't do that. When the child was dreaming, kids like to dream and tell you what they want to be. They want to be an astronaut, they want to be, and some of the things they want to be, some of it is really sweet. They just want to work in Primark as a checkout assistant because it looks quite exciting. Others want to be astronauts and pilots, really sort of big, meaty stuff. And I'm not undermining anyone that works in a store in Primark or anywhere like that. This is just to draw a reference. This child said this person, they were older, and from childhood their mother has always said, "You can't do that, there's just no way you'd be able to do it." And they asked someone, "Well, how can I deal with my mum? What do I say?" And the person said to the person, sorry, talking about the person. So the child, who is now grown up, was asked, that the person that they were asking their opinion, hope this all makes sense, what should I actually say to my mum? And they said, well, first of all, you've got to meet that person with compassion. Don't get angry, don't get frustrated with them. Meet them from a place of compassion, because they can't help it, basically. That's all they see. They limit themselves. That's why they're no further in themselves. They can't see past where they are. So how do you really expect them to see you further than where you are at that present moment in time? But you, in yourself, you need to have the confidence and have some faith in yourself that, something, I can do it. You got to believe in yourself and get beyond the place of doubting, because we doubt ourselves all the time. We underestimate ourselves, and people underestimate us. So if we're not going to stand up and think good of yourself, then how do you expect someone else to? Or how are you going to really believe and have faith that you can be so much more than you are at the moment, or that you can be somewhere greater than where you are right now? So, to be underestimated really is for people to make a very low estimate of you as a person, of a low estimate. They actually don't think you're worth as much as you are, and they consider you to be sort of less capable of what you actually are capable of doing. It's to miscalculate, to miscarry, to come short of, is to undervalue you as an individual, to disesteem depreciate, underrate, disparage, to misprice, to actually minimize someone's worth, or to think very little of a person, or to hold you a lot lower esteem than you are worth, really to put you down, or even to set you at naught. And there are those people who will, because that is exactly where they are. It's just a reflection of what they think of themselves. And to estimate, the word in estimation really is it's about guessing. It's not actual fact or having the correct information. Sorry, my not having the correct information. So it's just to guess, take a guess. Something, I'm just going to guess that they're not going to do it. They can't base it on any facts. Or maybe someone said, well, you've tried and tried and tried, how many times, and you still haven't succeeded, but I listened to a talk the other day say that, failure is not a bad thing. Look at people like Richard Branson, and many people failed, and many people been turned away. People like Morgan Freeman at the age of 52, that's when he got his really big break. And there's so many people, if you look at their lives, that they didn't get their break until they were much older. So you just can't give up. You've got to keep pushing. You have to have some self-belief. Believe in you. Believe that you can do so much better than where you are right now. And so you've got to, I know that I've been on training courses, and I've very rarely, if I do a survey or anything, that I'll give someone like a 10, because there's always, most people will give you like an 8 or a 9. Why? Because if you get to a 10, that's like means that you have actually arrived, and there's always room for improvement. So, something, love yourself, give yourself a pat on the back for the 80% of the time. The other 20%, there's got to be areas where you're not happy with, and you need to concentrate on making those areas a lot better and stronger than where you are at the moment. Guys, that's all I really wanted to say, and I really hope that this talk will help you, will inspire you. Don't allow anyone to underestimate or make prejudgments on your abilities and on your gifts. You need to find that self-worth and that value in yourself. When I started teaching Zumba, how many years ago, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I won't be any good. I've told this story before, and I thought, who's going to come to my class? And one thing I realised, that there's always somebody waiting, someone for you. There were people that will absolutely love what you have to say. They'll love what you're doing. They'll love a product or whatever it is that you're selling. If you're writing a story, they're going to love to read that. If you write poems, they're going to love to read it. Listen, if you're going to write a book, they're going to love to read that book. Do not underestimate yourself, and know that you are a winner. Know that there's a champion that lives on the inside, but you need to believe that for yourself. You are worth so much more than where you are right now. So keep pushing and don't give up. That's it from me. It's what we call real talk. I look forward to your comments, and just reach out to me. I'm here. Okay, take care. Bye.